The fruits and vegetables now easier for some local seniors in Illinois.
New this morning, an expanded voucher program helps qualifying seniors save money on farm market produce. WGEM's Austin Johnson is live for us in Quincy to explain how the program works. Austin, what are the requirements to receive this assistance?
Well, hey there, guys. Good morning. Good morning to you all. You can tell I got that Friday energy out here outside Washington Park. So tomorrow that farmers market will return, and you can see it's a little quiet right now, but it may not be the case tomorrow when they are setting up. But yes, Natalie, those requirements, you have to be 60 and up or at or below the federal poverty level at 185%, and that is how you can apply. But listen to this. This is all made possible through the Senior Farmer Market Nutrition Program. Seniors will get one booklet with 4 $10 checks, which can all be used at once or separately. The booklets are first come, first serve, and you have until October 31st to spend that money. I caught up with a spokeswoman with the Illinois Department on Aging. She tells me this comes at a crucial time as many families are without benefits after changes to SNAP eligibility earlier this year.
It's really a win-win for older adults who get access to fresh fruits and vegetables and herbs, honey, items that are at the local farmers markets, but maybe they might not be able to afford them. This gives them a boost.
Now, along with the Illinois Department on Aging, the Department of Human Services is also working to administer the program. And to find out if you qualify, you're asked to go to your local agency on aging. But I was also told that there is a place here at the Quincy Senior Family Resource Center here on York Street in Quincy to where you can go pick up that booklet and also apply or see if you qualify. But here, right outside Washington Park, Austin Johnson, WGEM News.
All right, Austin, thank you. And to find locations in Quincy accepting the vouchers, you can head to our website at WGEM.com.